Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Wrestling Godfatherz podcast brought to you by ICE. That's right. Keep America safe. As you can see by the very irate Don Dino, he is
Dino,
not a
like a
fan.
dinosaur.
Oh, Dino?
Yeah.
Dino is spelled the same way though, right?
Yeah, tomato, right?
Tomato. Yes, but as you can see by Don Dino, sorry, expression, he is not a fan of our sponsor.
Nope, not at all.
Because although they are paying us to say this, they might still deport his ass. I mean, I know you're a citizen, but like, I don't think they care. I just think they see brown people and like, let's kick them out.
Yeah, that's why my stance always has been, and always forever shall be. Fuck ICE.
and you know, there's at least one like incredibly white person who's like, why do you guys hate frozen water so much?
Oh yeah, it's the frozen water I'm referring to.
Yeah, because if there's one thing that Mexicans are known for, it's frozen water in the middle of like the hottest country. Well, maybe not the hottest country,
but a hot area.
A hot area. Yes, you know you have a hard time.
Yep, that's true. What's that, producer? Oh yes, Dominik's mic. Okay. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but the producer just relayed a message to me. Dom Mystic's mic has apparently went to the 1.6 gigahertz broadcast and is no longer able to be heard by human ears. Oh, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, he has returned.
Well, I guess if we're gonna fuck it up, we might as well fuck it up.
Exactly. Hey, it's time for that hot tag, baby. You're back in the match.
I'm back in the match. All right. So let's start her out. We got Will Osprea.
Yeah.
This dude has been killing it in I think New Japan.
Yeah, and he has the best tattoo.
Oh man. Like he's a good wrestler, he's a good worker.
Yeah, really good worker.
I haven't watched enough of him. Is he good on the mic as well?
Yeah, he's a darling for one Dave Meltzer. He's a darling.
Oh, yeah, that makes me like him less. But
no, but he look, he's phenomenal. He's a phenomenal talent. His in-ring work speaks for itself. So that, I think, it doesn't matter who promotes him or not. That in and of itself is you got to tip your cap to his talent. The guy's a phenomenal worker.
Yes, and the reason I'm bringing up Will Ospreay is because
is there going to be a forbidden door?
We all have a forbidden door.
Yeah,
it's towards. It's called the back pussy. No, but anyways, but the point is, I heard I can't remember if it was an article or a video, but somewhere I saw people talking about this guy and whether WWE can afford him, which was the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
I know, right?
I know, yes. I'm just sitting there like, can the
top dog in the industry afford Will
Ospreay? Carlton of like fucking what you call it? Wrestling afford him? Yes, they can.
Yeah, they can afford him.
Now, obviously, what they're probably implying is, will they be able to get him for what they're willing to pay? I think that's more likely.
Yeah, I think the thing with the wrestlers like Will Osprea and a few others is WWE could afford them, that's for sure. But are they willing to give up their current lifestyle to do WWE's way? Because, like, with one thing with AEW and like New Japan, it's a different lifestyle than with WWE in terms of WWE is just run differently, right? I mean, you're on either once a week on a SmackDown or Raw, or you're such a huge star that you have to work both. And then certain weeks you have live events, right? Certain weekends you'll have live events, and other weekends you'll have pay-per-views or premium live events. So like it sort of run differently, right? You like right now, Will Ospreay probably could endorse almost anything he wants because uh, it's his choice, and I doubt is New Japan's like, oh, you can't, accept an endorsement from so and so. And I know when he does matches for AEW, he's probably not being, it's probably if he wants to endorse Gatorade, he probably could walk to the ring holding a Gatorade. With WWE, all that shit is out because it goes through WWE first, then the wrestler. You know what I mean? Like they're very controlling in that manner of what goes out on their product because they're more product savvy. So you're going from where you have a lot of control to where you lose a significant amount of that control. However, you are probably in the best hands in terms of consistent pay, and it's proven you can leave WWE and your value is immediately increased, right?
Mhm.
There's a reason why so many WWE wrestlers have made the transition into Hollywood, even if some of them aren't as good as others, right?
Well, even
Batista turns out to be phenomenal on the big screen, but he made that transition. John Cena made that transition. The Rock, I mean, uh, so it's a more controlled environment than what maybe he's used to.
yes, it's I agree with that, but like I also think that he's looking for a payday. I mean, his stock is not going to get much higher. Period. Than like I'm thinking he wants to go somewhere where he can get paid,
Well,
and he
WWE
will
is
have.
certainly a spot.
Yeah, WWE would be the spot, but also I think he wants to go somewhere with room to elevate himself. Like if he went to Impact, I think he could get some money. Like it wouldn't be like
Yeah.
their top stars are probably paid like what WWE's mid carders are paid. So I wouldn't expect. Maybe they pay him like a top guy and he gets like what a mid carder would get, but there's nowhere to go up from there.
Yeah.
AEW, they might offer him the bag, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure if AEW is going to be around in like 5 to 10 years because like of how um, interesting they like to run that place. I mean,
Yeah.
the inmates have run the asylum, and we've said that
Um,
before on this podcast. But
I mean, yeah. I mean, you look at just how that CM Punk situation was botched, uh, and that I'm not saying Phil Brooks with CM Punk's name, like he didn't play his role in it, but like certainly, uh, certainly he wasn't. I mean, people. I don't know. I've heard it made out that he's so difficult to be around. But if he's generating you money and views and he's driving your product, uh, you can be difficult to be around, but you
yeah,
work
I
within that
mean,
limits. I mean, Shawn
a
Michaels was
perfect yeah. Like
was
he was
historically
I was
difficult to
gonna
be
say
around.
the same shit. Like he was
Right.
like
Historically,
notorious for being a
yeah.
diva. Yeah,
Yeah, for
so
being a real pain in the ass, but he drove the product. And if you got in the ring with him, you were guaranteed to have the match of the night. Your match was the
or
match
the
that was going to stick
funniest
out on the
match,
card.
like when he faced off against Hulk Hogan, that shit was fucking hilarious.
But yeah, but that Hogan tried to politic him, so Sean responded with what Sean does best, which is in the ring. You can't fucks with him. You just literally can't. So he wanted to make Hogan look like a bozo in the ring. He absolutely did. Just like that. Everyone gets. There's that very famous SummerSlam moment where Vader doesn't move and Sean jumps off the top rope, lands on like right next to Vader's head, and yells like "fucking move," and then just steps right on Leon's head. Vader's real name, right? R.I.P. Right? Yeah, like, is he a pain in the ass? Yeah, but you know what? Fucking move. If the man tells you to move, your ass better move, right? It was
there's luxuries to being the guy at the top.
exactly,
Period.
and there's only the only wrestler who, in my mind, who especially through that era, right, uh, who can go in the ring and be toe to toe on the same level as Sean is Bret Hart, right? And they had their wars. They were not
Here's
even
the
on.
problem, though.
Yeah,
Like,
but no, but they're not even on speaking terms, and they're tearing the house down in the ring against each other, right? Like these two men hate each other, but money is money, so they're
yeah,
tearing the
exactly.
house down against each other. So my point is with Will Ospreay is AEW will probably provide more freedom than WWE, but their
They
high,
may
but
and they
their high isn't as high, and their low end is like complete bottom out. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
The low end of WWE is you get released, but you walk away with a tremendous amount of money.
And like basically, I mean, when you're looking at WWE is the pinnacle right now. It just is.
Right,
It's the high of the high. Like even a mid Carters from WWE can go and say, "Hey, I was on WWE.
right,
I'm out now.
yeah,
Hello Impact. Hello at AEW." Like
exactly,
you can, like even if he doesn't sign for one of those other things right away,
right.
he can still go to that. If he signs with Impact or AEW right now, there's no guarantee that WWE is going to want him later.
Yeah, or even more so, there's no guarantee in his. If it's about money, WWE is the biggest player in the game. If it's about creative freedom, if that's his
AEW.
biggest value, then he's probably AEW bound, right? Like if you are so, if that's what drives Will Ospreay is like, I have to have the creative freedom, like I absolutely must, then WWE is gonna disappoint because they're not gonna give you carte blanche. You can have some freedom, but they also are gonna have some, must do's or cannot do's, right?
Yes, and I
That
mean there
like
are a lot of rules with WWE, and
yeah,
that's always been the case.
exactly, but they're also the most professional run brand there is right now. Like
And
there's
and that's kind of because of the rules, because
yeah,
we've seen what happens
exactly.
when you let people when you let wrestlers have the
Yeah.
freedom. The AEW is a freaking madhouse right now.
Right. There's a reason why WWE can both be family friendly and on kids like elementary kid lunchboxes, and it can also feature matches where someone gets busted open. It's because it's carefully controlled. You're not long gone are the days where you're gonna have someone get color in back-to-back matches in WWE. But
No.
in AEW, you could bleed on Dynamite, you could bleed on Collision, you could bleed at the pay-per-view.
You could
W,
cry and bitch about using real glass, but
yeah, I
even though an
exactly
adult won't let you,
exactly. But in WWE, I mean, unless you get opened up the hard way, but even then, uh,
they stop the match now.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, like
because
if it's a legit injury, they stop the match.
it's different, and they're the biggest. They're the biggest on the block. Um, they also have to market to an audience from from as small as little ass kids to as old as like way older than even us, right? Like
And yeah,
their market is huge,
the
and they're
market,
global.
yeah, like
I don't
all over
know.
the country,
Yeah,
all over
AEW
the world.
all over the world. Right. AEW is global to the UK. I'm not sure how big AEW is over in India or in other parts of the world outside of the UK. But WWE has a dedicated fan base, so they have to also, be aligned with a certain amount of marketability in those avenues as well. So if Will Ospreay, right, wants the bag, WWE spot to go. If he wants to make good money and have a certain amount of creative freedom, AEW is the spot. I think it's all depends on what drives him.
Yeah,
I
and
wouldn't
from
be
all
shocked to see him
reports,
in
he wants the bag.
WWE.
From
Yeah,
all the reports, he wants the bag. But I also want to say this: like, just because he wants the bag doesn't mean WWE is going to pay him the bag. Because here's the thing: in WWE, at least in the beginning, he's probably going to be a mid carder. So, how much are they going to pay him? I don't know. You could probably actually get more money from AEW, and probably not Impact, but probably AEW. But again, you gotta factor in. I mean, like there's a potential that they're gonna really fuck with your ability to do business with WWE in the future because
well,
the way they do things is not what perceived as a proper way of doing things.
yeah,
And yeah.
yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, going with the risk of going with AEW is obviously that whole the lack of stability at the top, right? It's kind of like Vince McMahon Jr. over there, except for without the business savvy, and
Yeah.
Tony Khan. And then you have, or you could go over to WWE, which is far more buttoned up, but
Mhm.
you also might be somewhat neutered. You might be able to put on a 10-star, masterpiece on Raw, but you might be intentionally held out of that situation because WWE is also doesn't need a 10-star, you know, Monday Night Raw match. But
Mhm.
what they need is a 10-star, pay-per-view match because, you get what I'm saying.
I get
I
what you're
think I think I
saying.
think we've answered this one. I think that's what it works out.
You want basically you want to move on. All right, I
Yeah,
got
I
you.
mean, I mean, I mean, yeah, because we're in agreement, and you know,
We're
it's it,
basically just circle jerking each other
yeah,
off at
yeah,
this point.
because yeah,
All
there's
right,
no real
there's no
disagreement, and we already
yeah.
outlined what the
All right,
possibilities.
so yeah, that's our thoughts on that. Let's move on. All right, so Brock Lesnar
Hey,
has the chance to make history at the next PLE. Do you know about this?
mm, tell me about it.
It is that this will be the first PLE if he does not wrestle, the first Saudi Arabia PLE that he does not wrestle in.
Yeah, I figured that's where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool though, but I mean, like Brock is such a badass that Brock. I mean, the Saudis want to see Brock. They made that very
Well,
evident.
I'm
But
sure they
maybe,
do.
yeah, maybe now he finally has. And this is good on Brock, right? Like Brock's so big, he can come back in a couple months, get into a 3-month storyline, and then fuck off for the rest of the year and be equally loved or hated or cheered or at least move the needle. I think that's what Roman Reigns is trying to do.
Well, I
I,
think the biggest problem with Roman Reigns trying to do that is
is
that
he's
he has got the fucking belt, dude. You can't do that when you have fucking gold. You can't
exactly.
fuck off for half a year and nobody gets to fucking face you for the belt. That's annoying as shit.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I
100%
wouldn't I
agree with
wouldn't
you there.
mind fucking Roman Reigns if somebody else had the belt because then at least I could get constant WWE heavyweight championships on each.
Exactly.
Like I feel sorry for Seth Rollins because this poor bastard has to do all the freaking defending of the belts for
Yeah.
basically both. Let's be honest, he's doing double time because fucking Roman Reigns is being a lazy bitch, and I say that listen. Roman Reigns has earned the right to take some time off, but not with the fucking
Agreed.
championship.
Agreed. 100%. I 100% agree with you. In fact, this last break was the worst because it totally killed the momentum of the Bloodline storyline.
Mhm.
We went from being in August or was it late July, early August, where Paul Heyman notoriously proclaimed we're in the bottom of the third inning of the Bloodlines story, right? Arc there.
Little did we know that was only because Roman Reigns was going to get taken out multiple times during
Yeah, but then Roman Reigns disappears in a critical moment, and now it's like the Bloodline's goofy as fuck. Like
Yeah, it's
Jimmy
hard.
Uso doesn't drive the Bloodline, and then Solo's not nearly as intimidating when
He's
it's
not
him and
confident on the mic. And you can say, well, that's what the Wiseman's for, but he just sits there
exactly,
like,
and it
oh,
and is it's to be 100% frank, it is not. The Bloodline has lost so much steam because now Jay is like he's blowing up on his own. Cody's still blowing up. LA Knight's come out of the nowheresville to be like on the come up.
yeah.
You see, yeah, so many wrestlers have stepped up and taken that mantle. Like Roman Reigns is not the biggest baby face, right? Not even close. And by the
And not
way,
the biggest heel either.
and I was about to say that he's not the biggest heel either, and it's not even close.
And it's
He
not even just one guy in front of him
no,
anymore.
no, there's one or two. Like I'm not saying Dominic's at Roman Reigns level yet, but
Oh,
but
like
Dominic.
wrestling? No.
No,
But
but
like just
heat wise,
feet?
he's
Hmm.
beyond him. He's nuclear.
Like he's up
Untouchable.
here. Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. I don't want to attribute him to like Austin Theory, but like a lot of people don't give a fuck about Roman Reigns.
But I think that's because of the way they played out this. Every takes these breaks are. I'm telling you, the breaks have hurt because maybe the first few breaks didn't hurt so bad because no one was stealing that mantle, and you still had the bloodline strong everywhere else. Now the bloodline's half of what it was, and I'm sorry, but LA Knight stole the mantle to the point where I, I don't even know if Cody gets to take the belt off Roman. I
And,
I'm
and
I'm
don't worry, guys.
thinking
We will
LA
be.
Knight
Don't worry, guys. We will be making predictions. I believe
next week.
next week. Yeah.
I
So
I could see a WrestleMania headline. For
I
all the
mean,
marbles, LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes. I could see that. And frankly, I would be very intrigued by it because I think the crowd loves both these wrestlers. Roman Reigns disappeared so much it's hard to care. Like it's hard to care in a negative way,
mhm.
like heat, right? And it's hard to
Yeah.
care in a positive way. It's just like, oh, you're back. Oh, okay. Like
Like
acknowledge me. It's like Roman, everyone in the crowd wants to yell, yeah. Everyone wants to boo the shit out of Dominic. You're back. Cool beans, bro. Like, but we already know you're gonna win, so we're not interested.
yeah, and if they did, I would respect the hell out of WWE if they did put the belt on LA Knight.
That'd be tight.
Personally, I don't necessarily think it's gonna happen, but I wish it was because you know me, I'm a huge LA Knight guy.
Yeah.
You're a huge LA Knight guy.
Yeah.
Hey, if
Yeah.
that shit happens at Crown Jewel, there will be two very happy people on the
But
very next Wrestling
yeah,
Godfatherz
but
podcast.
that's the thing you see. That's natural. The crowds force WWE's hand, right? The
Yeah, but
crowd's
here's the
not
thing.
the crowd's not forcing Roman Reigns because the crowd is turned indifferent because he's here today, gone tomorrow, which
Yeah.
which unlike Brock Lesnar, uh, Roman's the champion. so it doesn't play the same. Brock Lesnar is not the champion, so he could fuck off for 4 months, and that's fine when he returns, right? He's still a draw.
Yeah.
Roman, in fact, Roman needs to put the belt down because that's the only way he can become the draw that he's being modeled about. Like he wrestles half a year, or whatever, maybe 4 or 5 months, and then he takes the rest of the year off. It only works if you're not champion, because if you're champion, every time you take a hiatus, uh, no one cares, because no one was worried that, oh my god, we don't have a universal champion. In fact, everyone's basically put Seth Rollins above Roman Reigns in terms of the champion, because he's been booked strong and he's the one the pay-per-views end on. Roman's not even main
And
eventing,
he's,
right? Like
here.
Right.
I mean,
and that hurts Roman, because then when Roman does come back, the crowd's not he's not getting heat. The crowd's just so up LA Knight's ass that Roman tries to belittle him with like, what are your accomplishments? Who are you? But the crowd doesn't even let Roman get that part of the promo out effectively, because the crowd is just popping for LA Knight. And they're almost indifferent to what Roman Reigns says, because he hasn't even earned the right to get heat. You know what I mean? Like Logan Paul and Dominik Mysterio.
I mean, Logan Paul gets heat because of his outside of the ring type of
right.
stuff. And Dominik gets heat because of the way he treated his dad in the past. And I mean, but here's the thing: they both have so much heat.
Yeah,
and Roman doesn't.
Right. And Logan Paul, by the way, he's kind of on that here today, gone tomorrow schedule.
Yeah.
But he's here enough, and he doesn't leave with the title.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at his win-loss ratio, like he's only won like what, 1 or 2 matches or something like that.
But and look how much, the moment he shows up, people just want to tear him down a peg.
And people hate his guts.
Right.
He's the I don't want to say this because it's kind of mean to him. Not that I haven't been mean to him before, but like it's kind of mean to him. But he's like the perfect jobber right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that like he's gonna lose every match, but I'm saying like he's the perfect one to come in, create a little heat with the guy, and then like just take the pinfall.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Logan Paul does that Roman Reigns cannot do. Logan Paul not only will draw from non-traditional
like
outside WWE.
Yeah.
Logan Paul comes in, and there's an immediate influx of not full-time WWE fans that are tuning in because of his influence, the influence of his brother, and the like YouTuber at large society. So Logan Paul brings an audience with him, which adds on to the audience that was already there. Roman Reigns doesn't do that. So Logan Paul is an absolute asset. So he could be putting people over, but he's also putting money in everybody's pockets on the executive team over at WWE and their new ownership group. That being said, Brock Lesnar, I mean, we opened with Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar is such a badass that he can miss one Saudi show and it doesn't, it's
it doesn't mean shit.
Doesn't mean shit. But
he's still Brock Lesnar. He's going to.
But how badass is it that up until potentially 2 weeks from now, he has been such a main player that he's been at every Saudi show. I mean, that's just.
But like, and I don't think it's really allegedly. I think pretty much it's pretty much gotten around that like they have no plans for him. And quite frankly, I don't know who they would put him up against right now. Anyways, I mean, you already got LA Knight and Roman Reigns. You already got, I believe, Logan Paul is going up against John Cena. You already got. I mean, I'm sure like I'm not sure Who's Cody going up against? Is
Uh,
Finn Balor
Finn
or
Balor,
no,
yeah.
Damian Priest,
Damien Priest, yeah.
and then is Jey Uso going up against someone?
No, Rey Mysterio. Oh, wasn't it supposed to be Rey and Logan Paul? No.
No. They
Right.
did set up a
But then
they did like kind of tease a uh, a a future match between a tag team match with
Dom and yeah,
Dom and
and
Logan,
Logan Paul, yeah.
Rey Mysterio, and I believe Ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and speaking of which, that is a perfect thing to end this one on because the next one is
There we
Rey
go, my
Mysterio
boys.
and Dirty Dom might just make the evilest. I don't even know if evilest is a word,
Uh,
but the evil. You know what? Fuck it. We're making it a word. Call Webster's dictionary. This is a word now. The evilest duo ever to freaking like grace the WWE.
yeah, this is just oh
The
man, this is
level of booze that will rain down if
oh
these
my
two become
god.
a tag team.
Oh my god.
Not only if this happens, you almost have to put tag team gold on them,
I
like
know.
just to piss
I
people off.
I was like when Raw was in San Jose weeks ago. I was over. I went and I was able to be live at
Where's my
Raw.
invite, by the way? What the fuck,
Huh?
man? Where's my
Well,
invite?
I went with a coworker, but to
And
be
your
fair,
coworker hates me even though they never met me.
but no,
I'm joking.
no, I got to go with a coworker, which was pretty cool. But check this out. Everyone was booing Dom, and
Mhm.
I was like a heel wrestling fan because as they were booing Dom, I was trying to shush him.
Shush!
I was like, no,
Shush!
let the man speak. Give him respect. Like, it's just, can you?
You can't boo that mullet.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Could you
god.
imagine these two? This is like, and here's the best thing you put them together and you have them win, people will lose their fucking mind
Oh
because
yeah.
they hate Logan Paul and they hate Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, like the only one
Yes.
even close to Dominic right now in Heat is Logan Paul. And the
Yeah.
only reason some people don't really see it is because Logan Paul is a part timer and you
Yeah.
don't really see it day in and day out because you see Dom getting dude Dom, you can't hear what he's saying half the
No.
time because
Hey,
the
you saw
booze just rain in.
you heard that that joke Triple H said live on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, like I
He
always
said
thought they
they
piped in
piped
that.
it in. I always thought they piped it in this noise. I was like,
But
oh, you
nope,
son of a bitch.
nope.
No,
They didn't pipe in that noise.
no.
That
Uh,
noise was grade A Dom right there.
grade A Dom. In fact, that's why Dom never got sent down to NXT. Or, I mean, he's too much of a heat magnet. You can't afford to send him.
Yeah,
He can wrestle in NXT. He's the NXT uh, World North American Super Heavyweight, whatever the fuck the title's called, right? But like, he can't. Dom's not a full 100% full-time NXT wrestler because his heat is nuclear. But the thing Dominic does so well is he plays into that. He knows they're gonna boo him, right? And he plays into it. He's added sneak attacks. He'll like run up, slap someone, and then go hide behind mommy. Uh, I just love it. He plays it up,
oh
and so does Logan Paul. Logan
hell
Paul's
yeah.
not he's not dumb. He
Oh
realizes people are, they boo him because they are either jealous or they just don't like him or they see through him. But he plays it up. And he does have success, and Prime is successful, and he can flaunt that in people's faces. So, um, so
so
this right here is a heels wet dream, man. This is just
like
like
because here's the thing, Logan Paul 100%. You like him or hate him, he is a businessman.
right.
100%. Like sometimes not the most um scruples when he comes to business, but
Yeah,
whatever. But
exactly.
he's big on
CoffeeZilla taught us that.
yeah,
CoffeeZilla.
coffee. He'll tell us that, but like he's big on Prime. Obviously, he's what half the owner or something like
Yeah,
that.
or investor or whatever.
Whatever. So if this, well, I think it is going to happen. If, but we'll just say if because mm, power of skepticism. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, if Logan Paul and Dominic, team up, how long do you think that before Dom gets his own drink flavor?
Dirty
Like,
Dom Purple.
no, like
Purple drank.
purple drink. I don't know. What would it be? Maybe Dirty Dom Grape or something like that. I don't know.
Dirty
Dirty
grape.
uh,
Dirty Dung grape or some shit.
Mammy's breast milk.
Uh, by the way, mommy, not mammy. A mammy is something else. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Dude, I'm running
no,
on like
he's
fumes
on.
right now.
He's on jet fumes.
I had work today. I'm tired. But yeah, but yeah, these two working together spells nothing but success.
Yeah.
It'll probably give Logan Paul quite a few
Oh my
more
god.
wins. I mean, I would have to assume.
Put these guys in a tag match against LA Knight and Cody Rhodes. But hold on, hear me out. Hear
And
me out.
watch the crowd cum their pants.
Yeah, but hold on. Have them go over in match 1 and then have it in match 2. Have the other two fellers go over, LA Knight and Cody Rhodes. Then in match 3, watch as the crowd's going to want to go so hard for LA Knight and Cody Rhodes, but every near fall for Dom and Paul, the crowd's just going to be like, they're going to be like, oh my God, are they going to do it to us? Like the crowd's going to be like begging Triple H not to do it to them. Like you remember when Undertaker lost and they showed the fan who had the shock face? That's how everyone's going to be in the audience with their butthole clenched tight with the shock face because they are so scared that these two would win a 2 out of 3 over Cody and LA Knight. The fans it would be torture for the fans because they would be so scared that, oh my God, is this happening?
You gotta be careful where you do that too. Like if you do that shit in any type of like major city with like people who might be a little bit on edge, like you might get a riot, motherfucker.
Look, you remember the old school stories like someone tried to stab Roddy Piper in the old days. Sean started a riot in Arkansas. Like it heals. Ric Flair's generated his fair share of controversies. So like heels generate like heel shit. Like to me, if WWE had to shut down an event because the fans just lost their shit over these two, that's a victory for these two because then that's like,
dude, that's not just a victory for them. That's a victory for WWE.
WWE, yeah,
like the level of free press you're gonna get from that shit.
Yes.
Ooh, man, like, but yeah, I look at this possibility.
By the way, hold on. I'm not advocating for people to do anything stupid and try to attack these fellows.
We are not advocating for any type of violence. We're just saying that, like,
if the crowd's rowdy,
that's free press for the for WWE. Like,
none of you knuckleheads out there
it's
take
proof that they're doing these two characters very well.
Yeah,
let's put it that way.
100%.
All right, but I think we got what we needed.
I think we did too, ladies and gentlemen.
And we're on to our very last segment. Your favorite guy and mine.
Hey, CM Punk.
Yeah, CM Punk.
He like us is tired.
I don't know. Maybe I should get him to put me to sleep. I don't know.
No,
I don't think he'll be able to, he's old. He might not be able to lift my fat ass, but to get me in that like knee. But
he could just do a chokehold.
Yeah, I don't know. Or he, dude, I'm 41. He could read me a lullaby, and I'll just.
That's funny.
you give me a glass of warm milk, I might just like, oh,
It might knock him out. Yeah.
you could probably get me for a 3 count. I'm not waking up just because I'm gonna lose a match. But so there was some like some scuttlebutt. Yeah, obviously he didn't show up at what was the name of the pay-per-view in
Raw.
Chicago, or what was it?
Monday Night Raw.
No, the AEW one.
Oh, underground. Rerouted. Oh fuck.
Whatever. The point, we don't watch AEW.
All in, all in,
All
all
in,
out, all
all
around.
out,
One of those.
all in and out. That sounds
All
good.
in and out.
Anyways, the point is, people were speculating that he was going to be there because it's Chicago, not AEW. Shit, what am I thinking of? Impact?
NXT.
No, Impact.
Oh yeah. Why would he be on Impact?
Because they were thinking that because it was in Chicago, he might show up on the show.
Look. By the way, wrestling fans, you fucking nerds. Not every fucking show in Chicago, CM Punk's in show. He's not the fucking mayor of the goddamn city. Like, what the fuck?
Well, he might be the honorary mayor.
Yeah.
Honorary mayor.
Oh, honor.
But like
Yeah. But wrestling fans.
he's the only mayor who can like mayor without a shirt on. Anyways,
Yeah. Look, but every wrestling fan's like, oh shit, there's a show in Chicago. CM Punk's coming back. It's like, I've never.
can he just be in Chicago
What band more
to watch
synonymous
a
with the
fucking
city?
hockey game like he was?
Yeah, I know.
Like that's what he was doing in Chicago that day.
Well, he's a big fan of the Chicago Blackhawks and the NHL. So that's that.
That's not that surprising.
It's not that surprising.
Also, let's not forget, it's his fucking hometown.
Exactly.
It's normal for him to be there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and guess.
My hometown. Guess where I am right now. I'll give you 3 fucking guesses, and if you need more than one, you're a fucking I don't want to say that. You're a moron.
Right, exactly. But that's my point. Is like, if you automatically assume Punk's going to be there because it's in Chicago, you're just stop. Look, WWE has an event coming up in Chicago. Will Punk be there?
Series.
Yep. There's speculation. Will Punk be there? I'm going to tell you, wrestling fans, this right now, 100%. If he's employed by the company, sure, he'll be there. If he's not, he might just stop by just to say what's up to a few old friends. Mm-hmm. But I doubt you're going to catch him sitting front row cucking out to Survivor Series.
Like, I actually have something I want to say about that. But before we do, I do want to get to the main thing about this. Some people are saying that like he might be going to Impact because because apparently they had another show in the same area, I guess, like a regular show, and he did show up at that one to say, but I think that was more to do with the fact that his friend, the one that got fired from WWE when, or not WWE, AEW, when he left, what was his name? Steel. He's working as like I think a producer or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's normal for him to go see his friend. The fact of the matter is, Impact just does not have enough money to pay CM Punk what he's gonna want. Now, hey, if WWE says fuck no to CM Punk, and then CM Punk says, you know what, I love wrestling so much, I'm willing to take less money and go wrestle at Impact. I will respect the fuck out of him if he does that.
Agreed. 100%.
Because that's for the love of the game. But you know,
exactly. And I'm gonna say this. Whatever CM Punk does, if he ever wrestles again, I think he will. I would like to see CM Punk on a limited schedule because he's been getting hurt frequently throughout his later runs, and it sucks because that first half of his AEW run, the first part wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad. AEW wasn't doing goofy shit, and Punk was doing what he was supposed to do. but then he got hurt and everything went to shit when he came back and has stayed in the shit pot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, I'd love to see Punk back, but just because an event's in Chicago doesn't
Does not
immediately
mean
mean he's guaranteed to be there.
And
Ladies
I
and
said
gentlemen.
I said I wanted to talk about that. You said that like yeah, if he's part of WWE, he like at the time he would obviously show up there. I actually think maybe not. He might sign with them. I think like they're gonna wait and like have the show at SummerSlam in Chicago. It's not SummerSlam. It's a Survivor Series
Survivor
in
Series.
Chicago, and he's not going to show up, and that's going to have everybody thinking, oh, he's not going to be signed by WWE,
Oh yeah,
and then his ass is going to show up at like a Royal Rumble, maybe in the Royal Rumble, or like
yeah,
fucking up somebody else's shot at the belt or something.
something.
And that's going to be his return if he returns, because I think they want to keep the shock and all of it. And if you have him show up at like
Yeah,
Chicago, it's going to be like everyone's expecting him. And then because for some reason everyone's expecting him every time there's a show in Chicago.
Chicago,
Now
exactly.
there's going to be like a fucking what is it? What's the ICP's fucking wrestling thing?
JCW.
JCW is going to have a show in Chicago.
Punk's gonna be there.
Punk's going to be there. He's going to wrestle. No.
He's gonna wrestle. Fucking
If Impact can't
corporate
pay him
Evil
good
Dead
money,
or
I doubt ICP can. But
exactly.
and that we love ICP, but I'm sorry, that's just
Juggalo.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
All
just
right.
because. Yeah. Agreed. But I like Punk though, so I hope he comes back one day, just not every time he's in fucking Chicago. What's that? Oh, okay. Perfect timing. The producer is saying Dom Mystic's mic has gone. Oh, we got him back,
Oh,
ladies and
he's
gentlemen.
back.
We got
He's
him
back.
back.
We're
He's
going to
back.
go a little bit longer, even though my co-host really wants to take a leak right now or something. But
Yeah.
we're going to go just slightly longer because I want to remind you all that we are sponsored by ICE.
All right.
The newest flavor of Prime tastes like oppression. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. All right.
He worked all week on these, ladies and gentlemen.
I really did.
He
And
did.
it's not just because my co-host is extremely Hispanic. Like I'm painfully white, he's painfully Hispanic. I look like marshmallow fluff. His shit smells like tacos. And that's and that's what we're gonna end on.
Yeah.
A headache for Don Dino.
Yeah, Dom, whatever the fuck.
You didn't even remember what your name was, did you?
I know, because even there's a little dinosaur right there. That's what inspired the name.
All right. I'm guessing that's one of your kids' toys.
Yes.
All right. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out. We'll see you next week.
Deuces.